A little bit. Grrr. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm going to be doing an updated review on the Coastal Scents 22-piece brush set. I ordered this brush set a year ago, almost to the day, and I put up a video doing a review of the brush set. It turns out that a lot of people ended up watching that video, so I felt like I owed it to you guys and everybody that is interested in the brush set to do an update. Basically, how the last brush set, oh my gosh, I can't talk. How the last brush set held up for me in the past year, and basically how I feel about the set that I just ordered. Am I saying so a lot? Okay, I'm going to try to not say that word anymore. As I said in the haul I just did, I had a very bad experience with the shipping. This was quite a struggle to get a hold of, but I do have it now. I already took off the plastic wrapping, but I haven't really opened or felt any of the brushes yet, so let's do that next. I want to talk first about the brush set from the first video. If you guys watched the video I filmed a year ago, the Coastal Scents brush set review, this is the exact brush set I had a year ago. Now, the case itself held out really well. It held up. It looks like the day I bought it. And I'm not going to tear my apartment apart like looking for these brushes. There's 22 of them. That's kind of impossible. On hand, where I knew where they were, I had access. I was like, I know where that brush is. I have 9 brushes left out of 22. First brush from my previous brush set, this is the fan brush. It held up very well. I don't use it a lot, to be completely honest with you guys. I put a little bit of bronzer on it and I blend into my face. Other than that, I don't use this brush, so I don't, I know why it held up so well. Now, the 2 brushes I use the most, which is the worst part, let's see if you guys can tell what the problem is here. Can you guys tell what happened? Basically, the handles fell off. I've only had these for a year. These are the brushes that I use the most. I rely on these brushes. Yeah, the handles fell off. I don't even know where they are at this point. It happened a couple months ago. My dogs probably ate them, or they're probably under my couch or something. I don't even know. They just fell off, and it wasn't because I was being too rough or I wasn't taking care of them. I never got them wet. There is no reason it should have happened. It was simply because the glue that held them in just wore away over time. I have been using these as a travel set. The part that really matters is the fact that this part, the part you touch on your face, held up so well. I mean, it doesn't even look like I used them. They're not shedding. They haven't lost any hair. They don't feel, I swear to you, I mean, they feel just as soft as the day I got them. It's just, I wish they would have maybe put like some crazy glue, here, so they just wouldn't have, detached. And then the brushes that you use more gently when you apply, concealer or foundation, you're gentle with your skin. You don't want to, you pull on it, you don't want to, I don't know, you just don't want to be rough with yourself. So this one held out great. I mean, I didn't have any issues with the handle. Same thing with all the eyeshadows. They look like the day I bought them. I still love the brush set. I don't think that the handles falling off should be a reason not to buy them, because for the price, you can just buy a new set when your handles fall off like I did. For those of you that did not watch my old review and do not care how my brushes held up, you guys just want to know whether or not you want to buy this set. This is what I just received. This is brand new. It's a very sturdy case. That's one of my favorite things about this brush set. For this set, I got it half off on coastalscents.com, and I paid $17.48. I think originally it's somewhere around $30. I'm not exactly positive, but it's a very great price. The second I found out they were half off, I jumped on, I ordered, I was extremely excited. So let's open it up and see what you see when you buy one, or if you buy one. So it looks like this, and it has like a flap covering the brushes. Alright, so the first brush is the fan brush. I'm also going to compare the quality to my last set. To be honest with you, I think that the quality isn't as good as when I bought my first set. It's kind of like thinning on the sides. This one has like very large chunks of white in the black. So that's kind of weird. It's just not the same as when I bought it, and it's just not as thick. You can even tell. See how thick it gets all the way around? This one gets extremely thin right here. This has product on it and it's fluffier than this one is. I really hope that that's not the case for all the brushes because I loved this brush set. This was like bomb.com, like my favorite brush set I've ever purchased in my life type of thing. Alright, so now we're getting to the brush I use the most in my old brush set. Let's see. Okay, so it feels the same. The shape, the size, very comparable. You guys, this is so insanely soft. For those of you who didn't watch my old video, it's so soft. It's probably the softest brush I've ever felt. It has zero shedding, and I can confidently say that a year after purchasing this set. Okay, and this brush I use a lot as well. So this one, wow, it feels even softer than the first time I bought it. Let's see. Okay, same exact size. The color of this one actually looks the same. But yeah, you guys, these brushes are like heaven on your face. Alright, the next one is the bronzer brush, or what I use is a bronzer brush. Just like the fan brush, it feels a lot thinner, like almost a part of the brush, I don't know if you can kind of tell, but right here, it's a lot thinner than the other one was very consistent, and it was just a thicker brush. So it looks like they were like in a rush when they made my set. That's very mean. Alright, and then the contour brush, or what I use is a contour brush. It's an angled, it's like an angled powder brush type of thing. You know what? It looks like this one is shedding. You guys, when I bought the set a year ago, I tugged on the hair of every single brush. I tested every single brush on my face. There was not one flaw in this entire brush set. It was insane. And see, I just got a hair on me. Okay, well, I guess this brush is already shedding. But other than that, it looks the exact same. Alright, so the foundation brush, which I use a lot, doesn't look like anything changed about this one. And when I wash this brush, by the way, you guys, it goes right back to this color. It's really awesome. It doesn't really stain. And the first eyeshadow brush, you guys, I'm sorry if I'm going really quickly. If you guys want me to do, explain this brush set in more detail, I'll have to do a part 2. Okay, so this brush, very soft, feels the exact same. It's the biggest eyeshadow brush. But it's a really, really nice feeling, super soft, it's not shedding. And here is my concealer brush. This one again is thinner. Is that not weird, you guys? It's almost like they cut down on like, I don't know, they did like a budget cut and they stopped putting so much hair in the brushes. Alright, and then this one is like a kind of a crease brush. It's like a circular eyeshadow brush. It's like a domed shape eyeshadow brush. The hairs are uneven. Typically on a dome brush, it has this like very even shape, like it's kind of rounded at the top. It's almost like squared towards the ends, like they didn't trim them. Right? It's a very strange shaped brush. Or it was like the perfectly rounded brush. I'm having a feeling that the quality went down majorly. Guys, okay, the same thing with this brush. This is the angled eyeshadow brush. The same thing. It's like they didn't even trim the hairs all around the edges. They get longer than the center. It just feels like flimsier than before. Like it used to be such a nice brush. I'm still itching from when I used that contour brush. This one feels so flimsy and uneven, and it's already kind of shedding a little bit. Oh my gosh. Like the hairs, this is the small domed. It's so flimsy, and literally the hairs are sticking out all the way around it. Like they like broke off or like. It's just not good. Okay, so here's the black domed one. It's the same thing. Like the little hairs are sticking out everywhere. You can't see it, but it's just so uneven, you know, and it's shedding. There's hairs all over my finger. This brush, I mean, I don't think there's much that could go wrong with this type of brush. I still have my old one. It's kind of like if you want to do like a smudgy line on the top, and this is used with hair. Oh my gosh. And it's like crooked. It's not even like a circle dome. This one is like almost perfectly just, you know, circular. This one's like all weird. The only perfect brush so far are like these two. I'm really disappointed. I thought this was going to be like an updated, how amazing this brush set was a year later, my second one, but it looks like it's going to be a bad review. Okay, so this is the mini concealer brush. Looks like that. And this one is great. It's in really good condition. I really like this brush. Alright, and the next one is this smaller eyeshadow. This one looks better. It's actually rounded at the top and it's not as flimsy. This is the mini eyeshadow brush, and we're back to the hairs sticking out everywhere. It kind of like the shape is kind of lopsided here, and then there's little hairs sticking out right there. And this is the really, really mini eyeshadow brush. It's super, super tiny. It looks good. Alright, and the next one is the large angle brush for, you know, eyebrows or whatever, eyeliner. And this one looks really good. It's a very straight line, thank goodness. That would suck to have a lopsided or uneven lined brush, but this one looks good. And this is the medium size angle brush. That one looks good too. So this is the mini angled brush, very tiny, very straight. Everything looks good with this one. This is the spongy, it's just like a sponge, so there's nothing that could go wrong with this one. Alright, so that was all 22 brushes. Now I want to show you guys the options you have. These are your angled brushes, the 3 sizes that your set would come with. I used the large when I did my eyebrow. This was like the perfect size to do the big part. And then I would take my super, super tiny one and kind of do this line. And then for eyeliner, I always use my medium-sized one. So I feel like there's a use for all 3 of these. It's very convenient. And then when it comes to concealer or foundation, they give you 2 sizes. This is the concealer and the foundation. Okay, and then for like the normal, like classic shape eyeshadow brush, they give you 5 different sizes. And then as kind of like a powder brush, they give you 2 sizes. This one is more, I used it more for bronzer. It's a much thinner, this one's circular, so it's kind of good for setting your powder, like your foundation and stuff. Whatever you do with your foundation, this is really good for it. This brush feels so flimsy compared to my other one. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm not happy. At least I have another really good case. And now I have 2 of these cool cases. I guess they give you 1 more concealer brush other than the one I just showed you, which is a little bit bigger. They give you 3 domed brushes. These are the 3. They're extremely similar in size. Alright guys, so that was my review of the Coastal Scents 22-piece brush set. And I guess it was kind of an updated review for those of you that did see my first one. And I guess kind of like a haul-ish type thing. Overall, I mean, for the money, I mean, I almost paid pretty much like $15 for this, so for the money, I still would recommend getting the set. It's worth the money, especially if it's on sale. But between the quality of what it was to what it is, I'm disappointed. I mean, the case is still great. Some of the brushes are still amazing, but quality in the bristles went down tremendously in some of these brushes. So I can't give it a 10 out of 10 like I did. I would probably say I would give it between like a 6 or a 7 now out of 10. I would only say 7 because of the price. If it was strictly on quality, I'd probably give it 5 or 6. Alright guys, I hope this helped. Like I said, don't let me discourage you. This might just be because it's around the holidays, they're rushing these brush sets out. I just wanted to give you guys like a fair chance to see the quality that I received. And if you guys bought the brush set and had a different opinion, you guys can leave your comments or your video responses below. Alright guys, thanks for watching.